Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine and safe, and you all have read the topic which we have done yesterday and done all the questions which I have given. I would be sharing the answers today itself with the assignment which I am giving you today. Okay. So first we will recapitulate what we have done yesterday. We have started about the time period of Harappan civilization, then the phases of Harappan civilization, that was late Harappan civilization, mature, then earlier and pre-Harappan civilization. Okay, then we have started about the geography, its sites, its why Harappa civilization is known as Harappan culture, then about its origin and evaluation. Okay, now today we would be studying about subsistence strategies, in which we would be discussing about food and animals, dresses, and games and all, how the people at that time they were actually living. Okay, now foods and animals. The Harappans ate a wide range of plants and animal products. Okay, now at Harappa they were eating a wide range of plants and animals. The Indus people produced wheat and barley, rye, peas. Okay, there are n number of crops were there which they used to produce. Okay, and that too they produce two types of wheat and barley. Okay, and because the good quality of barley, it has been found in Banavali. Okay, now millets, it has been found in Gujarat, rice in Lothal. In fact, okay, now one question arises: how can we know, the historians know that rice, about rice, because charred rice has been found. Charred means the rice which has been baked, you can say baked rice. Okay, now about animal bones have been found at Harappan sites, which include those of cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, pig, and there were many animals which actually were domesticated by the Harappan people. Among them, dogs and cats, they were also domesticated because their feet has been found, their feet sites has been found over there. Okay, they used to, oxen has been found, buffaloes, there are many others, humped bulls, because in many seals, humped bulls actually icon was present. Sorry. And they also kept asses and camels, which were obviously used for what? For carrying burdens. Good. Now, if we talk about horses, actually Harappan civilization is not the horse-centered civilization. It is actually not. Okay, because horses, we are getting evidences from Rigveda. We are getting that from Rigveda. Actually, horses has been found, but then also there are few places in which we can say in a superficial level that horses were also there. Okay, in Mohenjo-daro we found them. Okay, now animals bones found at Harappan sites include those of cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, and pig. The bones of wild species found suggest that the Harappans hunted these animals themselves or obtained meat from other hunting communities. It is not clear that either they were hunting themselves or they were purchasing. Okay, now bones of fish and fowl are also found. Is it clear up till here? Okay, now we would be talking about the dresses. Now I have pasted pictures also, so that it would be clear to you all. Okay, now obviously they were using cotton fabrics and woolen clothes were worn by them. Men generally used a sort of shawl to cover the upper body and wore a band of cloth round their loins. See, I have pasted over here. See, like this. Okay, men used to actually wear the clothes. Okay, women probably wore a skirt which stretched like a fan on the back of their head. Is it clear? Now, about ornaments, as we all know that they were actually Harappan people, they were very fashionable. So they used to wear necklaces also, fillets, armlets, finger rings, bangles. I have pasted pictures also. See, these were the jewelries which or ornaments which they used to wear at that time. Now about fashion, and obviously these jewelries, they were made with by what? With different metals, gold, copper, bronze, because this Harappan civilization is also known as Bronze civilization also. Okay. Now fashion, they were very fashionable. Okay, they kept short beards. See over here in this picture, you will find. Okay, at that time, so earlier they used to have this type of beard. It is very strange, but we have historical in excavation we found this. Okay, so they used to keep short beards and whiskers, and sometimes the upper was also shaved. Okay, many of them look quite modern. Men combed their hair backward and was either cut short or coiled in a bun on the top. Okay, is it clear? Okay. See, by this figure, I want to tell you this. This picture. Actually, by this only we get to know that they were using cloth, because obviously cloth is a degradable material and it would have been degraded. But so we cannot find the evidence of cloth. But by this we can guess that at that time they were using cloth, and in the you will get to know in the town planning itself, it has been mentioned over there that the women used to clit. So if they are clitting, so obviously there would be clothes. Now about amusements, stringed musical instrument and drums were known to them. Dicing in some sort of chess playing were there. Toys were also there. Okay, these are the, I have pasted pictures also. Okay, at that time they used to play these things, which many of you now also are playing Ludo on your mobiles in this lockdown period. Okay, now the condition of women. The condition of women, it was pretty good. Okay, the women, they were entitled to equal respect with men in the society. As for example, we can see in this the worship of a female deity, mother goddess, mother goddess, which shows that the nature god was worshipped, and women's were also worshipped at that time. Now, disposal of the dead, as I have in class 11th also, we have discussed that there is one way is complete burial, second is burial of ashes, third is bodies left for the birds and the beast. Okay, but it is many of the historians, they have said that the second, the burial of ashes, it has been found, it is very prominent over there, but we have got at Mohenjo-daro, many sources of human skeletons have been found, and they used to bury their bodies at the public streets or in the room itself. Okay, with all the stuffs, like though, because they believe that after the things which we are keeping in that grave, they might in next when they will be newly born, they'll get all these things. Okay, now about medicines. As about in medicines, we do not have many evidences, but Shilajit, coral and neem trees during excavation we have found. So it is said that and the powdered horns might be used. Yeah, now also in medicines powdered horns are used. Now about the education. Again, no direct evidences of education is there, because the script of the Harappan civilization, we cannot decipher it up till yet. Okay, so we cannot say the education was prevailing at that time or not, but their town planning, which shows that they are having engineering skills. Okay, their use of metals, and alloys, which shows that they were having knowledge of physical science and all. Then they're having excellent sanitary systems, okay, which obviously it was for knowledge of personal and public hygiene was there. So we can say that they were educated, they were aware of many things, okay. Now we will be talking about agriculture technologies. Okay. Now, representations on seals and terracotta sculptures indicate that the bull was known, and archaeologists explorate from this that oxen were used for plowing. Okay. Obviously, through excavations, the seals which we have got, the terracotta sculptures, by that only we are actually guessing that what would be the use at that time. So by those things only, we have come to the conclusion that oxen will be used for plowing. Okay, now terracotta models of the plow have been found at the sites of Cholistan and Banavali. Evidence of plowed field at Kalibangan. I have pasted a picture. This picture is of Kalibangan. It is plowed field is there. Okay, has been found. So obviously, if the plowed field is there, the agriculture practices, they were in the zenith at that time, according to that time. Okay, now traces of irrigation canals have been found at Chertogai in Afghanistan. Traces of rainwater harvesting found at Dolavera in Gujarat through water reservoirs. And they used to do their agriculture practices as the field had, this field has two sets of furrows at right angles to each other, suggesting that the two different crops were grown together. Just imagine how advanced they were, because now also we used to, sometimes we used to do agriculture like this only. Okay. Now, Indus region is not a fertile these days. I have mentioned this. This is not mentioned in your book, but then also I have mentioned this so that you can know why so. Yeah, Indus region is not fertile these days, but at that time it was. Yeah, but earlier it was. See, by these things we can say that earlier the Indus region was fertile, as the supplied timber fuel for baking bricks and for construction. Obviously, if the place is fertile, then only there would be trees, then only there would be trees and forest and all, so that they could be having fuel. Obviously, for fuel we need wood, so huge amount of forest, huge amount of woods would be there, so that we can bake the bricks. Because in Mohenjo-daro or in Harappan civilization, one speciality is there that they were using baked bricks, but in contrast to the Mesopotamia, they were not using baked bricks. Okay, sun-dried bricks were used. Okay, now walls made for protection from flood. Obviously, when we are having field, and when there are walls and walls made for the protection of the field, it is clear that there would be annually there would be flood, and from the protection from the flood, the fortification has been done, walls have been made. Now, more alluvial silt, they were having more alluvial silt as comparison to the Nile river, Nile in Egypt. Yes, so these all things, they are proving that at that time the region, the area was fertile, and the agriculture produce was much more. In fact, the Harappan villages, mostly situated near the floodplains, produce sufficient food grains not only to feed themselves but also the town people. Okay, town people means craftsmen, merchants, artisans, means they used to feed them also. Is it clear? Now, one point more, that cereals, the cereals, they received as taxes. At that time, obviously, money was not there, so barter system would be there. So, okay, so wages were paid in the form of barley. The people who are working and because these all agriculture produce, uh, it has been accommodated in granaries, because we found the evidences of granary in Mohenjo-daro, and you can say in mature Harappan phase, wherever the 6 cities, they are having granary. That is also one of the key feature of the Harappan civilization. So wages were paid in barley, and for emergency these cereals were used, because if we are storing, obviously in emergency we can use them, because the flood is there, and as we all know, the whole area is fortified. So from the protection of the flood, so when there is a crisis, these from these granaries only the crisis was overcome. Okay, so today we will be reading up till here, we will be starting up till here only. Now we'll recapitulate what we have learned today. Now we have learned about the subsistence strategies, about foods and animals, then about the dresses, which type of dresses they were wearing at that time, about the ornaments, about the fashion, amusements, then condition of the woman, disposal of the dead, medicines, education. Then we talked about agriculture technologies. Okay. Then irrigation canals which were found in Chotagai, traces of rainwater harvesting in Dholavira. Then why that region was is actually, earlier it was fertile, but now it is not. Now about the cereals, what was the actually main functions of it, cereals, what the people were doing with that. Okay, so by this we can conclude that at that time Harappan civilization, they were very modernized, and we can see that they resemble to the life which we are leading currently. Okay. Today I am also giving some assignments. Some multiple choice questions are there, and some short answers are there. So please, again I am requesting, do those answers, question and answers in your fair copy, because when the school will open, it would be okay. You have to give that copy for correction. Okay, thank you.